Okay, so for week 13 of fall anime, this season is over. I'm gonna talk about the shows I watched this week, a lot of like cool finales we had. Maybe like 2 or 3 shows, Jujutsu Kaisen finished up. And also at the end of this video, I'll have a tier list, so I'll rank up the best openings, best waifus, and the best shows we had this season. So yeah, stay tuned. And starting off, I want to talk about Jujutsu Kaisen, but I also want to talk about this anime I've been watching, Migi and Dali. I haven't really seen too many people talk about it, but I saw like the story was like kind of recommended, so I did check it out. I saw the first episode a while ago when it aired, but it wasn't really my thing. It featured like these 2 young kind of orphan boys. They were kind of creepy. It's like a dark comedy style, but the story didn't really take itself too seriously, and I just like felt bad about the environment, the family that adopted these boys. So yeah, I stopped watching it, which was a big mistake. I finished watching it. I saw 13 episodes. It had like a Christmas finale. Bro, this story is so good. It was written by Sano Nami, who also died this year of cancer. So yeah, rest in peace. But yeah, she wrote Sakamoto Desu ka as well, which is like kind of like a funny anime featuring like this like Giga Chad high schooler that can do everything perfectly. So yeah, her kind of writing style just like makes like good kind of wacky stories that kind of have good emotional moments. But yeah, this one, I was not expecting like such a great finale. If you hate watching seasonal anime just because there's no like wrap up, no conclusion, you have to wait for a season 2. Bro, this anime finished up the story so cleanly. Each episode kind of felt tense as they were like progressing the story. They were like trying to solve this murder, basically. And a lot of like creepy, crazy shit happens. This anime is kind of like a mix of The Promised Neverland with like Happy Sugar Life. There was a lot of cool themes like horror, mystery, being trapped inside like a town. I don't really want to spoil it, so I won't really talk about the contents of the anime. But yeah, goddamn, bro, this anime was great. Good story, great characters. So yeah, highly recommend this one. Also, yeah, let's talk about Jujutsu Kaisen Season 2, Episode 23. This is the finale, bro. Yes, anime finished up. The story was crazy, just like a great amount of fighting. The animation held on even towards these final few episodes. So yeah, I mean, pray for the animators. Them boys are dying, but there is like a season 3 confirmed or like a new Jujutsu Kaisen project. So yeah, they have no time to rest probably. But yeah, I mean, I don't want another season so quickly. Like I know Mappa, this is like their cash cow, and they don't really do this for this anime either. They rush a lot of other things. So yeah, it's all been said. There were some flaws in this anime, of course. I'll talk about them, like kind of my nitpicks and everything. But besides that, you know, this episode in specific kind of wrapped things up. The whole kind of like section of Tokyo is just covered with cursed spirits. Like so many people are dying. Gato summons them all. So yeah, he gives us his plot dump. So throughout the years, Gato was like kind of collecting contracts, and he uses Mahito's idol transfiguration on every citizen in Japan, it seems like. So basically, if they've swallowed a cursed object like Yuji in the past, similar to like Megumi's sister, then they'll have their powers kind of unleashed. And then the second type of people are like people like Junpei, who have the ability to use cursed energy, but they don't really have the talent to unlock it. So basically, Gato kind of creates like thousands of sorcerers all throughout Japan. And now I guess it's gonna be chaotic. And then he also releases like a shit ton of cursed spirits. So yeah, millions of them. It seems like so shadowy and scary. He teleports away. So yeah, we didn't defeat the villain. New villain coming through. Sukuna did a lot of destruction. It's funny seeing them inside the Sukuna crater fighting, because he kind of atomized this whole area in Shibuya. And after that's kind of like a depressing ending. We see a news report trying to cover things up, but they can't. Just like people are dying. Also after that, Yuta shows up. My boy, he was so cool. Kind of like jumps in, kills like a cursed spirit, saves this little girl. And I loved his voice acting too as he like showed up. He sounds so timid, but also at the same time he's confident. So yeah, he also like has Rika, which was kind of crazy because, you know, if you saw the Jujutsu Kaisen Zero movie, Rika did pass on to the afterlife, so I guess he has this new Rika. So Yuta is finally here. I mean, it would have been nice for him to show up a bit earlier, but I guess we couldn't have that, or else the heroes would have an easier time fighting these cursed spirits. But yeah, besides that, Shibuya incident was crazy. I mean, it was very hyped up. I know the manga readers were like, yeah, best arc ever. There were definitely flaws. There was like ghosting, dimming, of course, first of all. It was like, you know, production issues. Some episodes were literally struggling to be finished before the air date. A lot of other fight scenes had cut moments into animation, so you can feel like they were rushing. But also in general, every fight was just enhanced. The vision of the director to just like add all these extra scenes, the Mahito Todo fight, Toji going all out, all of Sukuna's fights were insane, just like seeing a god fighting. So the anime was definitely impressive. I know a lot of people are talking about how season 1 had better fighting, which it did. You can feel like the actual physical choreography, the punching, the action in season 1, but season 2 just like did their own thing. Kind of really fast moving characters, very big fight scenes, a lot of cool music and animation. So yeah, this anime was great. It had a lot of controversial things, you know, the animation being one thing, also the manga spoilers being another thing, because yeah, this anime, Jujutsu Kaisen fans are kind of rabid. I know if you're on the internet internet, it's hard to avoid anime spoilers, but this show is on another level. Each chapter just like leaks dropped at you, not I'd win, just seeing shit that you're not supposed to. I kind of left like a sour taste in my mouth. Also, yeah, you know, the infamous chapter 236, which we won't talk about. I know people say the Shibuya arc is like peak. It's probably like, you know, the best. It's probably one of the best shonen arcs we had in a while. But that also means like future arcs might, you know, suffer, or also they might get the anime glow up. We gotta see. But yeah, Jujutsu Kaisen, I'll probably continue on maybe in like 2 years. We'll see what's gonna happen. But enough said, this anime is already super popular. I don't really need to gas it up even more. All right, and now for Tokyo Revengers, the Tenjiku arc, episode 13. This is the finale. Bro, I thought this anime was okay, but after watching this episode, it's complete ass. Like, I was down for the season. I know people were like, this was one of the better seasons we had. After a lot of, like, shitty things, you know, like, repetitive shit. Takemichi really accomplishing nothing, and everyone getting beaten up by, like, these middle schoolers. I was just never really a big fan after, like, the first part of season 1. But I thought a lot of the characters we saw kind of had, like, cool backstories. Basically, Kokonoi kissing his homie because he reminds him of his dead sister. That shit was kind of wild. So I was, like, down for, like, this wacky, kind of crazy shit. And then seeing Takemichi just, like, taking punches and, like, it was done okay. But here, like, this episode, like, I'm gonna spoil it. The worst part was Kisaki literally trying to propose to Hinata in the future. Her rejecting his ass, him just like standing there with a goofy ass smile. It was so cringe. I could not believe what was happening. And then like 5 seconds later, he gets hit by a truck. Like, this is pure comedy. Like, it's not tragic at all. Like, I don't know why you would write it like this. But yeah, basically we get like Kisaki's backstory as he's kind of like taking punches from Takemichi. He literally wanted to copy Takemichi because he had a crush on Hinata. And the only thing he copies about Takemichi is like trying to join a gang. But the problem is that's not what Takemichi wanted. Takemichi was just like slightly interested in gangs. He dropped out when he was older. Like, Kisaki was kind of obsessed in the wrong way, just became like kind of like a creepy murderer, killer, no redeeming qualities at all. And then yeah, he decided to propose to Hinata like this. Like, no way she would accept your ass like that. So yeah, she just rejects him in the future. Takemichi gets like kind of flashback moments. I guess he's not the real villain because yeah, throughout the season, Takemichi said that Kisaki has time powers, but yeah, he doesn't have time powers. So yeah, Kisaki dies. Maybe the future is fixed. We don't know because yeah, this anime ends without like a kind of real conclusion. We see Kaku still alive, so yeah, he got shot in the back, but he's awake in the hospital. 3 people did die this season, they said. So Mikey's sister Emma died. Her death was kind of not that impactful because it kind of came out of nowhere, and then there was so much time to kind of save her. But yeah, she got like hit by a pipe from an oncoming motorcycle and just like yeah, died. Some of the character writing was fine, like seeing Izana's backstory, like seeing how his mother kind of like abandoned him. Like, you know, that kind of made you feel some things. But yeah, seeing this final episode, Kisaki just like smiling and trying to propose to Hina was just like the worst thing I ever saw this week. So yeah, that's all I have to say for Tokyo Revengers. Don't watch this anime unless you're like forced to, I guess. Alright, and now for Undead Unluck episode 13. Yeah, great episode. Not the finale because we're gonna have 24 episodes. But this anime is so good. I'm so happy that it's a 2-core because I really need more of it. I need to read the manga too as well as I finish this up. But yeah, each episode was crazy. I didn't know what to expect. Here we got Tatiana backstory, but yeah, ever since the episode 1, I was like, okay, we see like this girl, like she's reading her manga, just like this whole kind of drawn out story out of nowhere, and then she just wants to commit suicide after reading it. I thought that was so funny. And then this like giant naked dude like saves her, and then there's like a shit ton of explosions, meteors coming from the sky, a lot of fighting. So yeah, this anime is just so crazy. I love the story so much, and it's animated very well, very high quality. So yeah, no complaints about this anime really, and I just want more. So yeah, here we kind of have to like kill on repair because you stab Fuko and she has like maybe an hour to live before she dies of blood loss. So yeah, Tatiana's trying to rescue her. So her power is untouchable, where anything that comes in contact around her just gets disintegrated. It's similar to Gina's power on Change, but I guess it's slightly different because it's a lot more deadly. So she has to kind of like wear this metal suit to keep her power suppressed. And then yeah, she's finally kind of releasing this to fight in this boat. I really don't know what's going to happen episode by episode, but overall, you know, story is great, very crazy. And I love these character interactions. There's like a great cast of characters, a lot of people with different powers, and also like a good amount of villains. So yeah, I'm going to continue watching. Every Friday, I'll be there no matter what. Catch me on Hulu watching Undead Unluck. Alright, so yeah, let's get started on the tier list. First off, I'm gonna talk about the best openings. There's only like 3 tiers here, S, A, and B. Because yeah, most of the songs I liked, but yeah, S tier probably like the, you know, huge bangers like on my playlist. The main one is Undead Unluck, S tier. It's called Zero Ichi by Queen Bee. This song was so good. Made you feel for Fuko, talking about like her dying and stuff, and then yeah, her and Andy just like vibing throughout this opening. Really love the song, probably my favorite opening of the season. Also after that, we have the Goblin Slayer Season 2 opening. It was called Entertainment by Mealy. Oh my god, bro, so good. She also like did the first opening. But yeah, these Goblin Slayer openings are fire. Just her singing feels so unique. Also after that, we got the Spy Family Season 2 opening called Kura Kura by Ado. So yeah, this anime opening was crazy, just seeing like kind of people with big feet. And then you're kind of drinking tea in midair. That was all kind of crazy, but yeah, the song was also good. I mean, Ado's like insanely popular right now. Yeah, her singing, her deep voice as she kind of like hits those notes are kind of like very cool. Also after that, we got the Free Run Beyond Journey's End OP. It's called Yusha by YoAsobi. And its opening was very hype and also very chill. Not my favorite YoAsobi song this year because, you know, the Oshinoko opening exists, but yeah, I mean, it's still pretty good. We also got the Shield Hero Season 3 OP, so it's called Sin by Mad Kid. I love this song so much, bro. The Shield Hero openings always deliver. Also, we got the Eminence and Shadow Season 2 opening called Grayscale Dominator. Just hearing the dude say, "It is too late." This feels very fitting, and yeah, I like the song. Also, after that, we got the Apothecary Diaries opening, Hananina Te by Ryoshoko Shakai. Yeah, this song was very good. Made me want to dance to it. Just like, you know, vibe very well. Had like a great beat. Also, after that, we got the Shangri-La Frontier opening, Broken Games by FCMZ. Yeah, this opening was very good, very hype, and just like fit really well hearing the dude like singing with all this emotion. Also after that, yeah, we got the Jujutsu Kaisen opening specials by King Nu. I like this song, but I mean, it did get ruined because of the Sukuna fight we saw, where they just played that during Yuji's most depressing moments. Yeah, I know why they did it. They were kind of like mocking him. Also after that, for A tier, we got the Dr. Stone New World Part 2 opening, Haruka. We also got the opening for the 100 Girlfriends That Really Like You. We have the Shy opening, Tearmoon Kingdom opening, Family Circumstances of the Regular Witch opening, Arknights, Perch and Frost opening, and 16-Bit Sensation. So yeah, this tier I went through very quickly, but these songs were very good. I like them. And then yeah, for B tier, we got the Kingdom of Ruin opening and the Kimi Zero Inexperienced Love Story opening. So yeah, I mean, both these songs were also like kind of fine. A bit generic, but still pretty good. And yeah, that's it for the best openings. Let me know if I missed any, but yeah, I definitely loved the Undead Unluck opening the most. Also, after that, let's rank up the best waifus we had this season. I got most of these girls here, so yeah, main girls, female protagonists, girls that need to be protected, cute girls. Anyone that's like featured here, I'll put them on this list. So we got an S to F tier. We also got a must protect tier because yeah, there's a lot of girls we gotta protect. And let's see if there's any trash tier waifus this season that make it to F tier. But yeah, starting off for Free Run, she's gotta be an S tier, just like the main character driving things. Very funny, kind of cute, depressed girl. Like if mental illness was an anime girl, then we got Free Run right here. Also, Fern is accompanying her, so also S tier. She was like a kind of cool, grounded, realistic character. She liked hanging out with Free Run, but she's also kind of shy, doesn't really know how to interact with a lot of people, going through puberty, stuff like that. Also, after that, we got Raphtalia from Shield Hero. I love seeing her every time we see Shield Hero, one of my favorite girls, but yeah, she is not really a very fleshed out character. Just devoting herself to Naofumi, she's pretty strong. She had like cool animation, good fight scenes this season. I'll leave her an A tier. And now we got Atla from Shield Hero as well, so she's kind of like the little girl that Naofumi saved. I mean, we got Protector, kind of like a cute new girl. She's actually kind of strong, low key, so she has like this super ability that kind of hits harder the higher the person's defense is. So I thought that was kind of impressive, seeing her kind of recover and help the Shield Hero in battle. Like, it all felt so good. Also after that, we got Spy Family, so there's your S tier, very strong, badass waifu. This season actually fleshed out the characters a lot, so Yor had a lot of like different complicated thoughts on like being an assassin, hanging out with her family, living a fake life. But in the end, she realizes that as long as she saves people, if she makes one person happy, she did her job. Anya, she gotta be protected. We gotta put her in the must protect tier. She's still very young and chaotic, but you know, she's the center of this anime, giving it life. Alright, and now we got the Priestess from Goblin Slayer Season 2. I liked her a lot. I'll put her in A tier. She's trying to get stronger. I really love when the Priestess kind of like learns more spells, tries to protect others, and like, you know, become useful in the party. So yeah, I loved her progression here. Also after that, we got Rose from the Eminence and Shadow Season 2. So yeah, this season had a lot of waifus, you know, the classic, you know, 7 shadow waifus, and a lot more other characters from Shadow Garden. Rose was like the most recent waifu we had, so I'll put her in A tier. I'm actually curious. Let me know who your favorite girl in Eminence and Shadow is. Also after that, we got Kohaku from Dr. Stone New World Part 2. I gotta put her in S tier. Every season I see Kohaku. So badass, just like fighting people, like carrying the science team. Like without her, a lot of things could not happen. So yeah, she was like kind of working with Senku. And now we have Mamao from the Apothecary Diaries. Again, like such a great main character. Great shoujo story where it doesn't really revolve around Mamao. She's trying to survive in this like huge kind of sex crazed environment. And now we got Fuko from Undead Unluck. I'll put her in S tier. I really liked her. We do gotta protect her, but you know, she does some protecting on her own as well. So yeah, she is like very squishy in general. She doesn't have like a lot of durability in these fights, but also her going out of her way, putting herself in danger to also like save others. And now we got Saiger Zero from Shangri-La Frontier. So she's kind of like the main love interest in this anime, but there's not really like love because it's like one-sided. So yeah, I liked her a lot because, you know, she's like kind of a timid high school girl, but in game she's like this big brolic person wearing armor. I'll leave her an A tier because yeah, she's still kind of unconfident. And now we got like the whole harem squad into 100 girlfriends. I'll put them in A tier. They're all kind of funny, not really too deep, but yeah, they all had their own personality. I mean, Hikari, the first girl, was my pick, just like an easy kind of like girlfriend pick, I guess. But then the white-haired girl Nano was like also like kind of crazy and hot. They're just in love with the main character Rentaro, and they all have their own like kind of one personality archetype. Alright, and now we have Doroka from Kingdom of Ruin. I'll put her in B tier. She's kind of like the main pink-haired girl we see here. She kind of has love powers. She's a witch, and I mean, she's okay. Like, she featured a lot in this anime trying to, like, be positive in this kind of, like, negative, evil world. So, yeah, I love that about her. And now we have Runa from our dating story, Kimi Zero. So, I'll put her in S tier. I loved her positive attitude so much. These characters are not too deep, but, yeah, they kind of wrote Runa to just be, like, made for self-inserts, just, like, the perfect girlfriend. She'll pay half during your dates. She'll, like, love any gift or present you give her. As long as you're nice to her, she'll always be super devoted to you. And now we have Roxy from Berserk of Gluttony. I'll put her in A tier, kind of like an okay night waifu, and also like protecting the main characters. So yeah, I loved her like attitude so much. There's also Mine from this anime, kind of like a really strong demonic waifu. I'll also put her in A tier. You know, these characters are very cute. And now we got Ultimatia from Ragnar Crimson, our first F tier girl, bro. She's so bad. Like, she's hot, she's strong, she has time powers, a real JoJo villain, but her sense of morality is super fucked up. She just wants to murder people harmlessly, but the thing is, girl, you are murdering people. Alright, and now we have Roselia from the Demon Swordmaster of Excalibur Academy. I'll put her in C tier, kind of like a random girl that is just like way too weird. I know this is like a harem fan service type of show, but she kind of dotes over the main character for no reason and just like puts herself into danger. It was like kind of funny seeing her in the first episode. Alright, and now we got Ray Taylor from I'm in Love with the Villainess. I'll also put her in C tier, unfortunately, because she kind of knows too much about this world. She's kind of influencing it in the worst way, like trying to like sexually assault the villainous girl. It felt kind of bad just like seeing her not even trying to roleplay in this world, and just like clearly being a character that just like knows everything. And now we got Romantica from A Returner's Magic Should Be Special. So it's kind of like a time travel anime based on a webtoon. These characters suck so bad. No defining character moments at all, so I'll put her in C tier. Alright, and now we got like the whole cast of girls from Girlfriend, Saki, Nagisa, Rika, Shino. So yeah, I hate all of them. I'll also put them in C tier. You know, it's supposed to be like a comedy anime, not taken too seriously, but yeah, the jokes are super repetitive. All these girls are kind of like one-dimensional. Alright, and now we got Charlotte from The Disgraced Noble Lady. I guess we gotta protect her because, yeah, this world is like very hard on her. Alright, and now we got Tara Komori Gundad's Blood from The Vexations of a Shen Vampire Princess. I'll put her in A tier, you know, solid kind of main character, trying to like survive in this world. It's very funny and wacky. And now we got Sei from The Saint's Magic Power is Omnipotent Season 2. So, you know, solid like main girl character. I'll leave her in A tier. Just like, you know, going around the isekai world, trying to like, you know, bring new things to it. Now we got Angeline from My Daughter Left Their Nest and became an S-rank adventurer. So I'll put her in S tier. You know, solid main character. She's very strong fighting things, but also cares about her father a lot. Alright, and now we got Isaku from A Girl and Her Guard Dog. So yeah, this girl should be in a must protect here. She needs so much protecting. She's being assaulted every other episode, basically, and this main dude is grooming her. It feels so bad. And now we got Mia Tearmoon from Tearmoon Empire. I'll put her in S tier. Very funny main character. See her kind of navigate through this world. It's kind of like a time travel thing, her trying to protect herself. But everything she does kind of like flawlessly succeeds, so it's very funny seeing her kind of progress through the anime. Alright, and now we got Shy from Shy, also known as Teru. So yeah, I mean, very solid kind of like main girl. I'll put her in S tier. Try to like become a superhero, control her powers, and also be more confident in herself. You know, last year we had Bochi. This year it looks like we have Shy. And now we also got Umika from Stardust Telepath. She's also kind of like a shy, quiet Bochi the Rock kind of character, but she kind of makes friends in this anime. So yeah, we must protect her. And now we got Viola and Alyssa from The Family Circumstances of the Irregular Witch. I'll leave them in A tier. We get like kind of quick, funny interactions in this like comedy show. And now we got Konoha from 16-Bit Sensation Another Layer. S tier, loved her so much. Just like navigating through the past, trying to create her perfect game. It all felt so good. And I just want her to be happy. She's also voiced by Ao Koga, who is Paimon from Genshin Impact. So very like kind of bubbly, high-pitched. Alright, and now we got Frost Nova from Arknights Perish in Frost, the main kind of girl in this anime, main villain. I loved her so much. Very kind of cute, strong, but also she had kind of like a sad backstory. So yeah, I'll put her in S tier. Alright, and now we got Jess from The Story of a Man Who Turned into a Pig. So yeah, I mean, she's kind of like this like like servant waifu. I'll put her in A tier because I liked her, kind of like a good main character. Her interactions with the pig were like, surprisingly well done. All right, and now we got Mei from Jujutsu Kaisen. She belongs in the F tier. So yeah, very hot waifu, but unfortunately she is a big groomer. Bro, why they gotta ruin my girl like that? Also, we got Nobara from Jujutsu Kaisen. Unfortunately, she gotta go in B tier because she got bodied so much in this anime. She was so confident, but I guess they did her dirty. And now it looks like she needs a cool eye patch if she returns. And yeah, that is it for the waifu tier list. I guess Freerun is the best girl this season. For me, I do like strong, kind of muscular girls, so I guess Yor would be my pick. And unfortunately, I can't take Mei because she's an F tier, but also, Mama was very cool. Loved her kind of like quick thinking, her intellect this season. And all these other girls were very solid, so yeah, that's it for the waifu tier list. Hopefully, I did not disrespect your best girl. Alright, and now we're gonna do the tier list for the best shows this season. So yeah, it's gonna be a classic S to F tier. I got so many shows here, just like over 40 animes. I've watched most of them all the way, maybe some of them I dropped, but let's do it. So for S tier, we got Freerun, Beyond Journey's End. Solid show. Everyone knows that it's good, high quality, realistic fantasy show. Madhouse working on it. We got so many episodes. It's gonna be 28 episodes. So yeah, we got 16 so far. I really love this anime though. We had that insane dragon fight scene with Sturk, very well animated. Maybe one of the best anime fight scenes we had this season. That is not Jujutsu Kaisen. So it's got so much going for it. So it's like a cool emotional story with like all these kind of funny characters with their own type of like mental problems. After that, we got Spy Family Season 2. So yeah, this anime is like definitely very mid. But the anime is high quality. The characters are funny. The jokes are a bit repetitive, but this anime definitely found its place. Like everyone loves it. And seeing them in actual story arcs, like this whole kind of like assassin fight on the boat, was all very well done. Also after that, we got The Eminence and Shadow Season 2. So yes, definitely S tier. Love this story. It was so funny. I loved it better than Season 1 actually. Just like seeing Sid doing a lot more crazy unhinged things. The John Smith arc was nuts, and also like the new thing with Rose. It all felt so interesting. And now we got Dr. Stone New World Part 2 for S tier. Yes, anime's very good. The pacing is insane for Dr. Stone. It seems like every season they cover so much. The story progresses in a good way where they're kind of like rushing things. They need to kind of successfully, defeat the villain, go do the next thing, kind of like advance their technology and free more people. So yeah, all of that happens every season, and yeah, it was just like very exciting here. Also, we got Undead Unluck for S tier. Love this so much. Such a unique story, very crazy. I expected like kind of like an action shonen thing, but this kind of blew my expectations out of the water. I did not expect this like kind of like cool female protagonist that's like trying to survive in this world and seeing like all these kind of unhinged superpowers and like crazy pop-off fights. Also after that, we got the Apothecary Diaries, also S tier. Very solid storytelling. Very good main girl character that's just like so smart and is trying to just like navigate throughout this world, interact with all these people around her in this like kind of sex palace. Now we got Shangri-La Frontier. So yeah, very good anime. When you see video game animes, they're kind of like, surface level, just like, I got teleported into like a VR MMO and now I'm just like, fighting shit. Here they expanded on the game mechanics so much. Every episode just like new mechanics showed up, like unique creatures, curses, new weapons, a whole like bunny palace area that can only be like visited in like certain conditions. So it's all very cool. I mean, there are some like nitpicks in this anime where it's like this game is a bit too hyper specific with these like conditions. I don't think the devs would introduce all these Easter eggs like this development time for only like one person out of a million to find it. So I thought it was a bit convenient that Sunraku can kind of luck his way into all these circumstances, but he is an experienced gamer, so yeah, I mean, I guess it makes sense that he found it out. Also after that, we got the 100 Girlfriends. I really love you. S tier. Love this harem show so much. Very funny, kind of like a hyped up show, and for good reason. The comedy hit hard, a lot of like fourth wall breaking jokes. A bit generic, but you know what you're expecting. And yeah, I thought this anime was very funny, very well done. Now we got Jujutsu Kaisen Season 2, the second core of it. Very insane anime. I know everyone loves it. S tier. The production issues were unfortunate. Hopefully they get better, but yeah, every fight here was just enhanced so much. Very clean. They had like the ghosting, dimming things, so yeah, that kind of sucked. But yeah, overall, such a great anime. I loved every scene that Toji was in. He usually kind of like defeating the final villain, like the main character he is. Although he literally has zero powers, this dude is just fighting left and right hand merchant. Oh, Toto showing up was also extremely hype. They have this whole big cast of characters, and each of them contributed to a fight in their own way. Some of them got bodied, of course, but the fact that we see all these different characters kind of organically written to fight in their own situation was just like so cool. Also after that, we got Migi and Dali. I talked about this anime earlier, but I loved it so much. Watch it, do yourself a favor. The story's like very good. So yeah, S tier. And finally, we got Pluto. So yeah, this is a Netflix anime that dropped. That's 8 episodes, hour-long episodes. So yeah, kind of like a heavy story about like kind of robots and humans, artificial intelligence. So there's two schools of thought about this anime. One is that it is the greatest thing ever, anime of the year. That's like a very compelling story that makes you think. Another one is that it's an anime filled with plot holes, no action, kind of like a boring story. So I heard both discussions on this online. I read 20th Century Boys, which I really liked, a really good manga by the same author. So he does make some unique, different stories. And yeah, that's it for S tier. So yeah, solid lineup of shows. These ones I would recommend to anybody. That's like high quality, very popular, and also had great animation. And now we got A tier, so here these shows are also really good, but I guess they weren't like elevated up to S tier. So yeah, here we got Goblin Slayer Season 2. I love this new season. I know maybe some people lost interest and get hyped enough, but yeah, I think Goblin Slayer is like a great fantasy world. Just like has a lot of characters contributing, fighting in their own way, just like using party mechanics, having like a healer, supporter, archer. So yeah, the fantasy elements go hard in this anime. Also, we have Ragnar Crimson. I love this anime so much. Kind of like an insane action show. So it's basically Demon Slayer. Instead, it's like Dragon Slayer. And each fight is like definitely as insane as Demon Slayer. Obviously, the animation does not keep up with Ufotable. But yeah, these dragon fights are very crazy. Each of the dragons do not go down easily. So it's up to our overpowered main character to kind of like take care of things. Also, we have the Vexations of a Shut-in Vampire for A tier. I thought this anime was very cute, funny, had fan service moments, and kind of like a crazy ass plot. I'd say one thing about this anime is that it's a bit forgettable because it's just like so random out of nowhere. Kind of like, you know, a girl that's like shut in, hates drinking blood, part of like this vampire clan. They just like dump so much random shit on you. Also in this world, they fight like wars that no one can die in. And now we got Under Ninja for A tier. Yeah, this is a good comedy show. It's definitely very niche, very weird type of storytelling. It's kind of like disjointed. We get pieces of the timeline and then they just like kind of mix it together. So yeah, it's definitely very interesting. It's kind of hard to recommend it, but it is definitely unique. Also, we got Tear Moon Empire for A tier, very solid kind of like time travel anime. I'm really rooting for the main girl Mia to like have everything work out for her. Also after that, we got Shy for A tier. Kind of like a solid superhero anime. It was animated very well. I love the kind of like comic book type of scenes where they had like transition square panels. But yeah, this anime is very cute. I'm really rooting for Shy. It's not really a perfect show. It had like some boring episodes. The concept was a bit childish and simple at times, but besides that, you know, I had fun watching the show. Also after that, we got the Four Sons of the Yuzuki household. This is a solid kind of like wholesome family anime. Just like had good sweet moments. Also, there was like this insane animated fight scenes with these two little kids. So yeah, I thought that was also kind of cool. And finally, we got 16-bit Sensation, another layer for A tier. Another time travel anime. We had a lot of them this season. Yeah, this one was also very cute. Not really a perfect show, but if you're interested in like kind of video games, gacha games, otome games, yeah, there's a lot of like references here for you. So yeah, that is it for A tier. And now for B tier. I'll quickly go over this. So yeah, first off, we got the My Daughter Left the Nest and Returned an S-Rank Adventure. So yeah, I love this anime. It was very cute, but yeah, the animation was very bad. But yeah, it has like a good dad theme. Basically, dads are strong and they're there to protect you. So yeah, I thought that was like very cute and wholesome. Now we got the Rising of Shield Hero Season 3. Yes, the Season 3 animation was very good. But again, the story is so bad. How is the story this bad? Just like stuff happens for no reason. Here I was actually kind of happy because like all of the heroes kind of got redeemed. We got their backstories on how they kind of like struggled sometimes in the real world. So now they're just like kind of playing in this fantasy world, but then there's actually like real consequences. Their party members got killed or they betrayed them. So yeah, we see all of the heroes are kind of like in their low points, and then Alphame's trying to rescue them because he needs them. So yeah, I thought that part was okay, but the problem I did have was, you know, when Alphame's trying to free all the slaves by trying to like win an underground fight club to buy them back. Bro, you're further investing into the slave industry. I don't think this is a good thing. So after that, we got Tokyo Avengers, the Tenjiku arc. I like this arc, honestly, one of my favorites besides like the first half of season 1. The problem I did have was that, yeah, you know, the Kisaki shit at the end. Also, you know, Takemichi getting beaten up, you know, that's all he does. So yeah, a lot of stupid things in the season, but it still had like some redeeming qualities. And now we got Kingdom of Ruin for B tier. So yeah, very like grim, dark anime, just like a lot of violence. Basically humans are bad here, so we got our main character trying to kill all the humans. There's like cities that got destroyed because they kind of like sold all their women for sex dolls, and it was just like written for everyone to be like comically evil. Now we got our dating story, Kimi Zero. So yeah, this is B tier. I have no problem with romance shows, but this felt so much like a self-insert in the worst way. Just like unrealistic main girl, the concept of this love makes no sense, but it is wholesome at times, so I hope things work out in the future for our main couple. After that, we got Berserk of Gluttony. Actually like kind of like surprisingly okay fantasy show. It is a bit generic. Some of the later episodes were uninteresting, but seeing our boy Fate grow, kind of be powerful and protect Roxy, it felt surprisingly good. So yeah, I'll just like leave it in B tier. All right, and now we got Paladin of the End season 2. So yeah, kind of like a random continuation of this isekai about this dude with like undead powers, just like going on adventures, kind of fighting monsters and helping people. It's a bit generic. I didn't finish this anime, but I checked out a few episodes. It's okay. Now we got Girlfriend season 2. I kind of hated this anime. Like I didn't like season 1 as well. Like it was funny, trashy, I have to admit, but definitely very repetitive. I hate how all these girls are just like corrupted so much. They have a bit of common sense, but once Naoya enters the picture, they just like stop thinking and become like, you know, thirsty harem girls. And now we got I'm in Love with the Villainess for B tier. It kind of differentiates itself from other otome game shows because the main girl is just like so confident. She knows what to do. She's sexually assaulting the villainess, so she doesn't turn evil, I guess. And this anime does cover a lot of like serious topics. Like they're talking about sexuality, being gay. They mention incest in one part. They mention like the class differential of like, you know, having royalties, have relationships with commoners. So all that's like kind of interesting, but it is jarring seeing like the main girl just like sexually assault and gaslight the villainess. And now we got Dead Mount Death Play Part 2. So it's a solid anime. I'll put it in B tier. It's like kind of a reverse isekai with like a lot of action, a lot of like kind of underground criminal fighting. And now we got I'm Giving the Disgraced Noble Lady I Rescued a Crash Course in Naughtiness. I'll put it in B tier, kind of like a wholesome, cute anime. Like this main dude is kind of helping out this girl who got like excommunicated from her kingdom and is being bullied. That's kind of like a wholesome father-daughter, a bit of romance protecting. It was a bit boring at times, but that was like a solid show. Now we got The Saint's Magic Power is Omnipotent season 2. I also thought this anime was a bit boring, but you know, just like a continuation of an isekai, kind of solid. And now we got Overtake for B tier. Not really a racing anime, but yeah, just like a wholesome, kind of like surprisingly decent story about like a photographer and then like him kind of like regaining passion in the industry. And now we got the 7 Deadly Sins anime, Four Nights of the Apocalypse. I'll put this in B tier. I know a lot of people like fell off of 7 Deadly Sins. I am one of them. You know, the previous seasons that have a lot of flaws, very bad quality. But yeah, here, like, it's not too bad. And now we got Stardust Telepath, kind of like a cute girly anime featuring, like, these cute girls doing cute things, trying to go to outer space, interacting with aliens. Kind of reminds me of, like, you know, Boshi the Rock, Komi-san, those types of animes. And now we got the family circumstances of the Irregular Witch. So yeah, this is, like, a comedy show based on, like, a 4-koma manga series. The story isn't anything deep, but we see, like, a lot of characters have, like, the same repetitive jokes about, like, the main girl, Viola, trying to, like, protect her mom. Now we got My Boss is Goofy, kind of like a funny yaoi type of anime. It is a pretty chill slice of life show. And now we got the story of the man who turned into a pig. Kind of like a surprisingly decent isekai. The story is a bit emotional. We get a good amount of world building, which I did not expect. I expected like a trashy kind of show about a girl fucking a pig. But you know, the story does go hard at times. The animation is very bad though, so yeah, that's the one downside. And now we have Hulk, the second core of it. I thought the story was solid. But I'll put it in B tier because the animation is definitely very low quality, unfortunately. A lot of this core was just like dedicated to Hulk backstory. And after that, them like kind of returning back into the demon world, fighting all these demons off. And now we got Arknights Perish in Frost anime for B tier. I definitely like the Arknights anime, but I have to admit that the season 2 was a bit lacking. A lot of like boring, kind of low quality episodes, but when we saw Frost Nova, they did her justice. Her singing her lullaby was very sick, and her fighting was, you know, kind of good and tragic at the same time. And we have Dark Gathering for B tier, so also the second core of it. The fights in this anime were definitely kind of scary this time, just like a lot of like desperate situations. But the story is so repetitive, just like Keitaro or Eiko getting kidnapped, getting attacked by ghosts, and Yaoi trying to save them. So it does get old, but you know, a lot of like creepy circumstances. I was on the edge of my seat sometimes, especially the one where Eiko got pregnant. So yeah, this anime had a lot of good creepy moments, but also like the overarching story is a bit repetitive. And now we got Firefighter, Daigo, Rescuer, and Orange. I kind of like this show, but it was a bit too serious. It looked really nice. And we basically got these characters as kind of like a prequel story. Them going to kind of like the elite firefighter academy. I kind of just like overtraining their body, doing like impossible lifts and stretches just to be like in tip-top shape to rescue people. And we also have Dog Signal for B tier. Kind of like, you know, dog propaganda, cool kind of anime talking about pets and dog walkers. I thought it was okay. And now we got Power of Hope, Precure, Full Bloom. So this is kind of like a magical girl anime. I'll leave it in B tier. I thought it was kind of interesting because it's like a future time skip. So it shows what happens to the magical girls once they're adults. And yeah, all of them are kind of not really washed up, but they're like, you know, having normal jobs. And now there's a new villain coming out. So yeah, I thought it was like an interesting take on the magical girl genre. They're not magical girls, they're magical mommies now. And now for C tier. Yeah, these animes are definitely very flawed, but I did have to check them out. So yeah, first we got The Returners Magic is Special. This is another time travel type of anime doing stuff over. I thought the problem was it's just like super boring, very poorly animated. I heard some people recommending this because it's based on a somewhat popular webtoon, like kind of has 200 plus chapters still ongoing. But yeah, this anime was not it. And now we got the Demon Sword Master of Excalibur Academy. Yeah, this anime is really bad. I thought the story was okay at times because, yeah, we saw like a lot of girls with tragic backstories trying to fight monsters and having their whole families die. But yeah, it was just like so boring. The villains were so bad and generic. And the fan service moments were not really that good either. And now we got the Ancient Mage's Bride Season 2 Part 2. I didn't really check out this show too much, but I thought it was kind of boring. But, you know, maybe I'm wrong. Maybe this is okay. And now we got a playthrough of a certain guy's VR MMO. Yeah, it's kind of like a boring video game anime. This is definitely not like Shangri-La Frontier. But I mean, it's kind of cool. It's like a dude who goes like an anti-meta build in his like VR game, so everyone's kind of impressed, like, oh shit, you're training the skills no one else does, so we need to buy your supplies. And now we got I Will Survive Using Potions isekai. Kind of like a boring isekai. It doesn't really make sense. All these characters are kind of drawn as lollies, even though they're like adult women. So yeah, I was really interested in this anime. And then we got Uma Musume Pretty Derby Season 3, C tier. Not really very interesting, unfortunately, even though like I know this gacha game is like very popular in Japan. Just like makes so much money, surprisingly. And now we got the Kizuna Ai anime, Kizuna no LLE Season 2 or Part 2 or whatever. It's kind of okay. It's like kind of like an idol type of show. It's about these kind of like virtual idols have like actual kind of like 3D models. I didn't think it was like a bad show in general, so yeah, I'll just leave it in C tier. And now we got MF Ghost. I didn't really like the story too much. I thought it was a bit boring. Also, the character writing was a bit too simple for me. And now we have Protocol Rain for C tier. It's kind of like a esports anime featuring these dudes that are trying to like win the competition to make money. And yeah, we have like, you know, some cool gamers. We have waifu gamers. Not really my favorite show. It was definitely very boring. Now we got Ron Kamo no Hashi's Delusions. I'll leave this a C tier. It's kind of like a cool buddy cop show, but it was definitely uninteresting. All these mysteries didn't really matter. And now finally for F tier. So I'm gonna put two animes here. First one, A Girl and Her Guard Dog. This shit was so ass. Very terrible. I don't know who writes this, but why would you want this like 26-year-old stalker groomer caretaker to be your like kind of love interest? Did not make any sense. The people in her high school age group kind of become creepy rapists. I saw for the most part people hated this anime. So yeah, definitely a poorly written romance show. And finally we got Kami Irabi God App. It's definitely a really bad anime. It's CGI. It's kind of like a death game where all these god candidates fight each other to like fulfill their wish. But yeah, Platinum End did this a lot better, and that's not really saying much. And yeah, that is it for the shows this season. Thank you for watching. My favorite animes this season's definitely gotta be Frieren, Jujutsu Kaisen, Apothecary Diaries, and Undead Unluck. I had so much fun watching them. But yeah, all these other shows are very solid. Migi and Dali, I can't recommend that enough. I loved it so much. But also beware of the B tier. All these animes are so mid. And yeah, that is it for the season. Thank you for watching. Get hyped for the winter season. We got some more cool animes. There's the solo leveling webtoon that's finally animated, so I heard so many hype things about this. I have no idea what the story is about. I did not read it. But all I know is that everyone recommends this after watching Tower of God. Some other shows I'm interested in is Mashal Season 2. I thought Mashal was definitely pretty funny. It found its niche in like an action comedy parody style like One Punch Man. There's The Witch and the Beast that I'm also kind of looking forward to. It looks kind of cool. The Dangers in My Heart Season 2, and also a lot more continuations. So yeah, Free Run is not going anywhere. Undead Unluck, Apothecary Diaries, Shangri-La Frontier. They all have so many episodes left remaining. So yeah, that's going to be exciting, but thank you for watching. Very big fall season, a lot of cool hype shows, and please let me know what your favorite anime this season was.